The Wizard Evolution is here, and I'm going to show you the best deck to use if you want to play him. This deck is an offensive terror, and the Wizard makes the defense with this deck just like so good. The deck is not balanced. It is not balanced. Giant is not balanced. The Void spell is doesn't look very balanced either. We're using it. If you don't have it, I guess you could use Fireball or Miner and be lame. Shout out to Drake. But yeah, basically, ooh, this is going to be fun. Dark Prince to defend the Wizard here. We're going to whip out the Void spell to solo this Miner and Balloon. Yeah, oh, that is some nice defense right there. And the Wizard cleans that all up. And just like that, we're up a tower, baby. That's how we beat down players. You know, it's just, you know, we go Prince opposite lane, Dark Prince opposite lane, either one. And just clean it up, and he goes Barbs at the bridge. Wow. Typical lava player. Okay, so but here before the "aren't you a lava player" comments, because you know they're coming. I know some of you guys are ops. Shout out to all of you guys who aren't ops. Okay, by the way, you know who you are. If you have to think about it, you're probably an op. Okay, so basically what the Wizard does is he has a shield, and he's going to be able to survive any spell combo in the game, besides like Rocket or Lightning, before some smartass comes in the actually, if you Lightning and Rocket it, he dies. Yeah, well, that's a 12 for 5 trade, and nobody runs both of those cards. So realistically, no spell combo in the game counters him. So yeah, that's why he's completely broken. Oh, and look, he has a shield. Yeah, I forgot to mention the explosion of the shield. Yeah, that's 2 lava pushes, and then, what is that, 1200 damage taken from 2 lava pushes? You know what, I'm rocking with that. I like that. Yeah, the defense is just so good. We have a Mega Minion, too, for his Lava Hound pushes, and we haven't even had to use him yet. So, we're definitely off to a good start. And I know the balance changes are coming out tomorrow, but this deck does not receive any changes. Giant is not getting a nerf. I guess Evo Zap is getting a nerf, but that doesn't matter because Evo Zap's main purpose is to get rid of swarms or Inferno Dragons / Inferno Tower, so the purpose of it doesn't change in this deck. Here we're just going to Arrow Zap, and now he's got to try and, yeah, you can't get the Wizard out like that, man. Okay, he did kill the Wizard, but now he's got a bunch of 1 HP stragglers, and this is not going to get anywhere, and this should be GG's. Yeah, he gives up with the Zap on the King Tower. So this is just going to show you that this deck is a nightmare to deal with on offense, and we didn't even have to do much on offense. It's just the pressure created by the Evo Zap, the Giant, the Prince, the Dark Prince, so much pressure, and we're just able to defend everything with the Wizards. That's a pretty good game one. Now, I know my deck is a hard counter to lava, so if we're not facing lava, does the defense still look the same? Yes, it does. We're going to mainly be using the Prince on defense a lot of the time, because what I like to do is use the Prince on defense and then turn him into an offensive push by slapping like a Giant in front of him, like we're going to do here. So I don't want him to pop that ability. He won't now because he has to spend his elixir dealing with this. And the Void will take out the Tesla, it looks like. Oh, he gets a Knight down at the last second, which is unfortunate for him because he does not have enough elixir to defend this Prince. Oh, that Fire Spirit. That wasn't going to save him anyways, guys. That wasn't going to save him, even if that Fire Spirit connected. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, what is that? You know, you just got to give it up at that point, bro. So, I guess we're up a tower again in the first minute of the game. Again. So, you know, if we could do it 3 times in a row next game, that would be kind of cool. Doesn't look like he's going to give up, though, unfortunately, so we're going to have to keep rolling. But that's what I like to do. Be aggressive in single, man. Be aggressive. There's no reason not to. I mean, if you go in a Giant in the back, if you go just Giant, you have 5 elixir to deal with, like, his stuff. It's not like going Golem in the back where you have to commit to your push or you're not going to be able to support the Golem. I can go Giant in the back whenever I want, and nobody's stopping me. Not even Villager, bro. Okay, so Zeno Sama looks like... Okay, I thought he was giving up for a second there. He's not. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this Wizard is going to counter the Skeletons. Well, he does, but he doesn't, like, protect our Giant, which was the whole point, so that kind of stinks. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what I do from here on out. We've literally already won the game, which is why you should be very aggressive in single. Now, what I would do before you be very aggressive is, if you don't feel comfortable with the defense in this deck yet, maybe play a little bit slower and try and figure out what your opponent has to counter your pushes and to get damage before you start like going in with big pushes. If you want to just balls to the wall, floor it, then you could just go giants whenever you want, I guess, because there's not really a drawback to it. You can't really counter push when you have the void plus the wizard. You know, we can defend anything, so we don't have to worry about getting counter pushed. Unless you're like down 4 elixir and you just go with a giant and it gets killed. That's, you know, something obviously I shouldn't have to tell you not to do. But yeah, we're going to be able to secure wins against Drill, against other beatdown decks like E-Golem, Lava, Giant. So if the meta is anything like it was last season, even though there's big balance changes, there's going to be a ton of room for success with this deck. And arrows definitely coming over Fireball, definitely. Now the reason I'm saying arrows over Fireball is, you know, right here. So, there's going to be a lot of firecrackers, there's going to be a lot of archers. The thing is, with the balance changes, they're actually making it so the Evo Firecracker and the Evo Archers actually die to the arrows. So it's going to make it a really interesting swarm arrows bait meta. And I don't remember the last time we actually had an arrows bait meta. I don't want to think about that. But you know what's good against an arrows bait meta? The wizard. Yes, sir, the wizard. So it's going to be interesting to see how the wizard plays into this. And the void doing a great job there. We're going to hit him with the zap so that we might be able to get a couple of giant hits. Because there's absolutely no reason not to take giant hits when you can get them. Because you don't know later on in the game if you're going to even get a chance. Like here he's got Inferno Dragon and Tesla. So I don't know if we're going to get another chance, you know, to get a couple giant hits. So when I can take them, I will try and take them. So the void is a big part of this deck, I think, to get rid of not only buildings, but also cards that are tricky to deal with. So since we're running Arrow Zap, it's kind of difficult to kill Electro Dragons, Inferno Dragons, Executioners, but I mean, it might just be because the Void spell is new, but I don't really think people are going to be good at countering the Void spell, especially people who run like cards like E-Dragon and I-Dragon and stuff, because if you think about it, decks with those types of cards don't have cheap cycle cards to protect that from the void. So you should be able to force out a ton of misplays. And speaking of misplays, I probably should have gone Wizard instead of Mega Minion. I didn't know he was going to... Oh, that Prince is beautiful for the Tesla. Yeah, so I didn't know he was going to do the thingamabobber. Why did that happen? We're still going to get a... What is the word? I have no idea. I actually have no idea what the word is. That is embarrassing. A nice prediction. That's all that matters. I should have gone Wizard instead of Mega Minion. I didn't know he was going to play the Inferno Dragon. I still can't think of the word I was going to use. We're going to get a blank of giant shots on the tower. I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to include Wallop in there, but that doesn't like make grammatical sense. So that wouldn't have fit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it does look like this is going to be a sort of a tricky match. Oh, the first person to comment W arrows down below gets permanently banned from the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so a zap prevents him from getting more than 2 hits with the Royal Giants, and we're honestly not in a terrible spot right now. I mean, we're only down 400. I think I can low-key send a wizard in here, and he should be able to wrap up all of this and prevent him from pushing with that Inferno Dragon. We'll go Dark Prince here since he's down his Tesla, and I will probably just arrows here, and we should get a giant hit or 2. Oh, the Mega Knight retargets. That is big. He has to worry about the wizard in the other lane too, so that's why he didn't have enough elixir to defend the giant, because he had to Valk. So that doesn't help me at all. Okay, I was trying to see how much tower damage the void does. 492 minus 303. Good lord, that's like 199, something like that. I don't know. That's 189. I don't know, man. It's hard. It doesn't matter. Game over. GG. Get me out of that match, man. It's not often that I, you know, make a horrible blunder in the middle of a game with my speech. And I take pride on my speech and not, you know, stuttering. But, yeah, you know, it's... Whatever. It's a void spell on the mortar coming in here. And he's got Fisherman plus mortar. And he goes with the bats 5 seconds after I place the voice spell. Okay, nice. That is a W, I guess, from Canny Boy 312. I will assume it's Cricket Wireless because I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. First, it's, the Wi-Fi sucks before the player sucks, okay? Because I like to be, kind, and this guy sucks, man. This guy stinks. I'm not even gonna, I'm not capping. This guy sucks, man. I don't want to quite go with the wizard or the giant because I would be down a ton of elixir, and that's not very fun. So I definitely don't want to do that in case he has something that I can't defend well. So Mega Minion will come in on the princess, and we stay with a big damage lead since he is running Cannoneer. And after tomorrow, the Dagger Duchess is getting a nerf, so this will change a little bit. She will be slightly different, so she will have less health. None of her damage and stuff is affected, but she will have less health, so that kind of stinks. But it doesn't stink at all because I hate the Dagger Duchess and I only use her because she's broken, so she definitely needs a nerf, but I don't think the health nerf is a good enough nerf. You'll probably still be better off using the Dagger Duchess, but you might see a little bit more Cannoneer and Tower Princess, depending on, I guess, what people decide to play. But yeah, I mean, we're taking a ton of we're dealing a ton of damage here, and we're taking a ton of damage from the Princess over there because he wants to be annoying. But, I mean, the Giant is just so hard to kill, even with the Skelly King plus ability and a freaking Cannoneer. That's just not fun at all. So, we're gonna, for me, we're having a lot of fun, man. We're gonna place Void off to the side so we can't, predict it with something. He plays the Bats once again, and it looks like he will get one mortar shot off with the Goblin. So, it's not that big of a deal. I'll actually just Evo Zap here, because that's enough to deal with this for a cheap elixir trade. And I like that because I don't really need Evo Zap on offense too much in this matchup. So we're going to go Giant. We're going to go Prince to block the Fisherman. He goes Mortar over there instead of Mortar on defense, which is interesting. Void coming in here, and he blocks the Void, but doesn't block the Prince. So priorities, my boy, priorities. Anyways, we're going to look to see if he backs up this Mortar with anything. He doesn't, so yeah, the Mortar will only get one shot, and that should be GG's. Another good game versus a kind of a weird deck, but something that you might typically face lower on ladder, which is definitely helpful for a lot of you guys. Observatoire. Okay, interesting. Giant in the back first play is a good first play because there's nothing, absolutely nothing they can do that would make it not worth to go Giant in the back first play. There's nothing they could do. You can't punish it. And even if you go opposite lane, I will just defend with half an elixir bar, which is very easy to do with this deck. So we're going to use the Void to take out the Wizard pretty early, and unfortunately it won't matter because my Giant and my Prince will still die, but now we've kind of scouted out what he's playing, and he still has to play a little bit more elixir. Goes with the Ice Spirit and the Log as well, so, and the Hog Rider. Okay, so now we know pretty much what he's playing. It looks to be some sort of Hog XE deck, but instead of XE he has Wizard, so that's interesting. We'll see what else he's cooking with. I guess we can cycle a Zap here once we get closer to 10 elixir if he doesn't play anything, but I mean, this is just, I don't quite want to cycle my Wizards. That's the thing. Wizard Evo is cool, and I want to play it as much as I can for the content, obviously, but it's not something you just cycle in the back first play, in my opinion, because it's only one cycle. And plus, with this deck, the defensive options are kind of limited, if we're going to be honest. Voiding over here on the Wizard, which is really nice, and he does block it, so that is pretty good plays from him. But, we're going to come back. Doesn't matter. That Hog Rider should not get another hit, yo. Okay, we're down 1,700. Doesn't matter. We're going to come back. We do have a beatdown deck, so obviously it's better in double. But like I was saying, Wizard's kind of your biggest defender. So you don't really want to just randomly play him. You want to wait to see what you need Wizard for in your opponent's deck, and then play your Wizard based off that. I guess now is a good time to play a Wizard, because it's going to kind of clog up this lane. And I guess we could go opposite lane here. It's a good play, so we're going to hopefully... Okay, we get Voided. Interesting. So probably a Hog coming in here. We're a Dark Prince over on this Wizard. Mega Minion as well. And so now this is where the fun begins. We're going to go Prince, and we have a double lane counter push coming in here. So we've got a Void, we got an Evo Zap, we got arrows, we can play whatever we want. I'm going Wizard here, and I think I'm low-key gonna... wait, that Mega Minion is left unchecked. That's going to do a ton of damage. We're going to go Giant in the right lane now, actually. That Mega Minion just took his, entire tower down to, oh my goodness, that was 3k from the Mega Minion there? Jeez, okay, we're tornadoing the Dark Prince into the push. Alright, man. Appreciate it. He gets an assist for that one. Arrows coming in, and we should seal it with the... I guess just one more spell cycle. So we can just go, like, cycle a couple cards and then go Void plus arrows, I think, will kill it. Because Void does, like, what? I don't know. Well, I don't know if my calculations from earlier were correct. So we'll just, like, play a bunch of spells, and this should kill it. So, yeah, GG's. Yeah, this is definitely a deck you need to try out, my boys. Definitely.